Hi everyone, this is Diana, and this is the Maker Nerd. Welcome. A couple of minutes late because I was trying to fix, this is a tip that I use with my glue, my art glitter glue, which is some wonderful stuff in making cards. And this is the tip for it that I used the other day, but anytime I put the needle back in, and I mean, I've had this needle out once tonight, but something has jammed it up. So, we may have some difficulty with gluing our card tonight, but that's the way it goes, right? So, that's exactly what we're going to be making tonight. We're going to be working on a graduation card. As I mentioned in a couple of my other videos, I have a bunch of seniors who are getting ready to graduate and move on to life, so I'm trying to do some special things for them, and so this graduation card is one. Let me go on and click on some extra light there. Whoo, that brightened things up, didn't it? All right, let's get started. First, let's go to our computer window, and what we're going to be doing is using a Cricut pre-made card that I found that I really liked. So that's what we're going to do first. So let's go ahead and swing on over to the Cricut. Here's the card. So we're going to go ahead and click on the card. It's already in my projects. And so this is the card. Now I'm going to go ahead and say customize it just so that I can show you what it looks like actually on the screen. Okay. So this is kind of what it looks like. I've got a lot of things that are going on my screen right now, but hopefully you can see this okay. We have over here, I changed all the colors on these so that I would know when to change or what color to be putting on my match, because if you have it all the same color, it can get really confusing to see what's cut out and what's not. So that's why I went ahead and made all of these colors. And these are kind of the colors that we're going to be using tonight. So I went ahead and I did that the other day when I made the first card. And the great thing about this is it comes with the envelope that you'll be making to go with your card. So it is completely and totally a homemade project, which I think is pretty awesome. Let's see, I got a lot of things here on my screen. Let me get rid of a couple of things. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so that looks pretty good, right? Move it around on my screen a little bit. And up here on the right hand side, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to click make it. And so this is going to sort the entire project out for us according to our match. And so let me go ahead and move my computer out of the way. So a little bit of movement here. I hope I don't make you too sick, and we'll set the computer down right here. So I've got lights on behind me now, so that's not going to be the greatest for seeing me, but we're not looking at me. So I'm going to go ahead and switch. I've got my paper all lined up here. Let me get back. So again, I'm still kind of learning this software. So here are the papers that I have chosen. So this top is going to be our envelope. So we're going to take a light grip mat, and we know it's light grip because it's blue. We're going to go ahead and peel off the carrier sheet and lay that off to the side. And we're going to go ahead and put our cardstock, and this is a piece of cardstock, so it's going to make a kind of heavy envelope, and I've been looking to see if I can get some lighter weight cardstock for the envelopes because I think it makes it just a little too heavy, but this is what we've got right now. So then we're going to come back over excuse me, to our screen over here, and we're going to say, okay, that looks good. And I'm sliding it over 12 by 12. We don't have to mirror anything, which is great. Our next color is going to be I'm trying to figure out, so I know what this is, I know what this is. So this must be the black that it's showing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this and say continue. And then it's going to connect to it was connecting okay, and it did. So hopefully this won't take too terribly long. Sometimes they go up. Yep. Okay, good. Yeah. It's connected to it computer-wise. Oh, there we go. We got it. Okay, cool. Got our card stock all ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and load up that mat. Perfect. And we're going to give it a second, and we're going to go ahead and hit cut. Okay, so while that's cutting, and it won't take it long to cut it all, let's go ahead and go back to here, and let's go ahead and load up our next mat, which in the order that it's in, I'm pretty sure this is our next mat that we want cut. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I think this is the order that I want them in. So we'll go ahead, again, this is a light grip mat. We'll go ahead and place our cardstock on here, like so. And by keeping two mats going this way, hopefully this project won't take us as long. Okay, good. Okay, let's give it a couple of seconds. So it's actually trying to snow where I'm at today. I don't think we're going to get much, if any, but it's trying. So now I'm going to go ahead, pick my next mat up. Dropped a piece of paper, but that's okay. Set it right there. And if we switch back to the computer view, it's now telling us to go ahead and slide in our next mat, which I have ready to go here. And we're going to load it. And we're going to go ahead and hit cut on that one. Now, in the meantime, while that one is cutting, we're going to go over here. And we're going to go ahead and get this one off this mat so that we can get the next mat loaded. And because this is the envelope, it's really easy. We just take all this extra off. I typically save my extra cardstock, but this is not going to be enough to really do anything with, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to set it off to the side. I've got my handy dandy spatula right here. So I'm just going to roll it slightly. I usually roll to take everything off. Problem with that is it sometimes puts a bit of a roll in the cardstock as well, and I've not been happy with that. So I'm just going to run this around. Alright, keep running it around until it's all fairly loose. Go in and get it right in the middle. I think I'll even probably go and buy me a wider one of these spatulas because they really do come in handy. And so here, if you can see, is our envelope. Set that off to the side. And the next thing we're going to be cutting is the actual inside of the card. So we're going to go ahead and put that right there. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know if these colors are going to work together very well, but we're going to see. So, all right, so this is now done. Let's go back to 4. I'm going to unload. This is now complete. So now, because this is the inside of the card, and I have a saying that I'm going to use on the inside of the card, I'm going to go ahead and load this one up really quick. But I also, it's going to score first, right? So that's fine. So we're going to go ahead and press go. Okay. And in the meantime, This one is going to be much more interesting to get off. Okay, so now it has finished scoring. And it's requesting that I put a pin in. So I'm going to do something here for just a second. Hold on. Doop, doop. I'm going to hopefully give me just a second. Sometimes things never quite work out the way we want them. Okay. Gonna do that. There we go. So now we're gonna go ahead to this side view for a second, and I'm going to temporarily take my this one off that has crashed on me for some strange reason. Okay, now it's connected. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back to the overhead, if I can keep it connected. Come on. Okay. Yeah, it's not wanting to, it is not wanting to stay connected whatsoever. And in fact, I'm wondering if we've crashed completely. Okay. It says to unlock the scene. So let's unlock the scene. Here we go. Okay. Don't know why I had to do that. That one was new. Okay, so we're going to take out the score pin. And in here we have the pin that we're going to use. And this is just, I love the way this does this, so that's the only reason I want to show you. We're going to line that up, slide that in, pull that up, push that down till it clicks, push it, and now we're going to tell it to go. I just want you to see this writing ability that this machine has. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I think that's pretty awesome. So what it's going to do now is it's going to go ahead and write out the quote. It's an Irish blessing. And it's going to go ahead and write out the quote. And we can go ahead and get started on this other mat and getting it off. So, let's see. Okay. Go back there. Give me a half a second and I'll put this camera back up where it belongs, which is my overhead camera typically. Okay, good. Alright. So, let's go ahead and go back to that. Except it crashed. Give me half a second. Come back to the overhead. Come back to the, there we go. Okay, so let's get started taking this off. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to go ahead and start here at the bottom and you'll start seeing. There you go. So this is the excess. And now this is a good deal of excess, and I will keep all of this for future projects. I mean, I could do another inside of a card with what's left over. Trim it up and it won't even be upside down, which is great. So I'm just going around, as you can see. There we go. Perfect. And then this little side over here. It likes to restick itself. This is a new mat, so that's part of that issue. So like I said, I keep this, so I'm going to set it down underneath my desk because I have a container underneath there. So now let's go ahead and see what we have. Slide underneath and start working this up. All right. There's quite a bit of really fine cutting in this, so I don't like to take it too fast, because this stuff can tear really, really easily. So I just kind of get underneath there, wiggle it a little bit. As you can see, this little part is attached and needs to come up. Good, good, good. Okay, so far so good. Just kind of sliding this under to keep it from sticking itself back while I pull this up. This is why you want to use a light tack mat on these things. Trust me, I have used a regular tack, and whew, it can be a chore. Okay, hold on. We've got a little piece. There we go. So there we have part of our card. Oh, and for some reason the camera went out, and so you're looking at me instead of at what I'm doing. So sorry about that. So there's that part of the card. Pretty cool looking, huh? So we're going to set that off to the side. And now we're just going to take this and scrub these pieces off. Just like that. Put them off to the side. Get the rest. And there it goes. So now, I am going to... I think the reason that one camera keeps dying, honestly, is that my internet, as we've discussed before, just cannot handle all of this. So now we're going to go back, and I'm looking over at my machine, which I will show you. Oops. Show you the computer window really quick. Oh, something didn't sound good there, but I guess it's okay. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to cut after this one, this is cutting out right now, is the yellow. So let me go ahead and grab the yellow. I'll go ahead. This is the color. This is the side I want. These are two-sided too. Yellow and more of an orange yellow on that side. So let's go ahead and grab this mat. Set it on here. I turned it around because it has the holes on this end. Okay. We're going to unload our pin because we're not going to need that anymore. And put our score tool back in because it probably will be used again. Unload this. Show you how this looks now that it's done. Possibly show you how this looks now that it's done. Except I've lost that one as well. Isn't this going smashingly tonight? I need better internet. I'm not likely to get better internet. And so it's, yeah, it can be a little frustrating at times. And for some reason, this one is just not logging in. Keeps telling me to unlock my scenes for some strange reason. I'm not sure why, but that one is already unlocked. Okay. Well, it looks like we're stuck on the computer screen. Let me try it here. Nope, okay. Well, at least it brought it back there. Whew. So here is what the writing looks like, which I think is really, really cool. Looks really good. So we're just going to stick with these two cameras, the computer screen and the overhead camera for now, to see if we can get through this project tonight. We're going to go ahead and load our yellow cardstock. Load it. Give it a second. And now we're going to cut. And we're just going to take this off. Because this is the inside of the card, it's just a matter of... But again, this is enough cardstock to save for another project. So we're not going to get rid of this cardstock. We're going to keep it. There we go. Just go ahead and take all of this off. I don't worry as much about these thins because they're just going to end up getting cut off anyway. And now we're going to take off our center blessing. Let me roll this edge a little. There we go. Underneath it. And coming right off. Now I've hit the spot where the score is at, so I'm just going to go ahead and fold that right on the score. It wanted to do it, so I might as well go ahead and do it. And go ahead and finish taking it off. Sometimes it doesn't do that. Like it didn't do that with the cardstock with the envelope, so we'll have to fold it on the score marks in a second. But there we go. That's the inside of our card, which looks pretty handy. So we're going to set that off to the side. And we're going to go ahead and load our purple because it sounds like our yellow is now complete. This is one color of the purple, and that's the light. I want to go with the dark. I want to put the little hole for the cardstock at the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to unload the yellow. I'm going to go ahead and load up the purple. Well, this is an interesting... Okay, hold on. We lost our connection to our Cricut there for a second. It looks like we're back. Okay, it still shows... I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Because we lost our connection to our Cricut, right? I was a little concerned there for a second, but is it going to let us switch? There we go. You can see it has the check marks. So it's telling me that I've completed number 1, I've completed number 2, 3, and 4. So even though it disconnected from the machine for a minute, it still knows where we're at, so we're going to go ahead and load it and cut it. I wanted to make sure that it knew where we were at, though, because I didn't want to put my purple in there and it cut the envelope again. So that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to the overhead. Except the overhead is gone again. So, well, nope, it says it's still connected. Oh, man, let's do it this way. There we go. Let's go ahead and, of course, like I said, this yellow, a lot of material left here, so we definitely want to keep this for future cards or other projects. And so let's go ahead now, and this one's a little easier to get off. It's not quite as detailed as that last one was in a lot of ways. So go ahead and pull all that up. Come at it from this direction. My sweatshirt's getting stuck tonight. Just want to be gentle. We've got part of a C here that needs to come up with all of this. So there we go. We got it now. And voila. So there's that part of the card now, which is great. And again, we are just going to take this and scrub it right on off the edge. Just like that. This is the last thing that we needed to cut for this project. So before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and lay my cover sheet back on. Sorry for the noise. I know it's irritating. It's irritating to me. I can only imagine what it is to you. Okay, cover sheet on. Off to the side. Let's unload our final mat, which is right here. This is a big part of the card, so we'll still have some material here that we definitely want to save, just not quite as much as before. Okay, we'll slide that down here. We're going to roll this corner a little bit and get up underneath it. Go ahead and, oh, I hit the score mark, but I don't want to do the score mark this way because I got to fold it back the other way on this one. So we're just going to gently go in, lift up the letters that we need. This one is also fairly simple in that regard. Get it here at the bottom. Just this one S that I'm a little worried about. So go in and gently lift that one up and new mats. You gotta love them and you gotta hate them. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and scrub this off the mat. Okay, that's off. Get our cover sheet and go ahead and cover this one back up. And cover this one back up. Great. Okay. If anybody has any suggestions on how I can get Xfinity into a rural area, contact me. I don't know that you can see it, but you can probably catch the score mark. Just yeah, there you can see it in that light. So there's where we need to fold it. I often take the handy dandy spatula and put it right on the score mark. But I don't, and then ever so gently fold it. I mean, the score mark wants to go anyway, so it's not, you just gotta let it find its groove and then push into it and fold it right on over. Okay. It's got a little bit of a glitch there, but that's okay. It'll come out when it's glued. Oh, actually, we are slightly off the score mark. How did that happen? You know, when things like this happen, you just reevaluate, redo, and keep right on going. The score mark isn't as strong at the top. I missed it by just a hair. And there's no way that I'm aware of to increase the pressure of the score tool. Now, I know that the maker has a score wheel, but I have not purchased that accessory yet. And plus I love using the Explorer Air. I think it's a really good machine. Okay, that's going to be fine. Because next what you need to do, or what we'll end up doing, and I'm not going to do this tonight because I need that fine tip on my glue to make this happen. So I take these two first and I glue them together. And when you glue them together, you get this. And then you take these two that are glued together and you put it inside here and line it up and glue it together. And then you take the inside of your card and you put it under here like so, and you glue it together. And then you have one complete card for graduation. And I made one the other night so that I could show you, because I had a feeling that my glue situation was going to be iffy. So this is the envelope, and I'll show you that in a second. And then here is the completed card. So when you open it up, you don't have, you know, all of the rough edges of that because of the inside piece. And there is the card with its Irish blessing and the back of the card. Now, I used to, and I probably should get back in the habit of doing it again. On the back of the cards, I used to print something about made by the Maker Nerd or whatever, but I didn't do it on this card or this one either. But these are the two cards that we have so far, and I only have about 4 more to make. So, let's put this one away. And here is, I wanted to show you this really quick. Here is our envelope, right? With its score marks. So I'm just going to, because this is a bigger piece, it's much easier to just hold up, find the score mark, and fold. Do the same thing on the side. Come over here and do the same thing. And then last but not least, the top. And I usually, right? Okay, so then what I do is I usually take a pencil and just give me some guiding marks on this. This one's out of lead. So I just hold it down good, because what I don't want to do is get my sticky stuff where I don't want my sticky stuff. And so I just put light pencil marks that are easy to erase, just so I have a good idea of where this stuff is going to hit, right? Then we take Elmer's, but it's Elmer's on a roll. Okay? So we just take our Elmer's and I usually take a piece of scrap. Da, 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 da. Or even just a piece of anything, so that you're not getting it on the inside of your card, because that could create havoc. And so I'm just going to take it. Oh, wrong side. Sorry. Perfect. I'm going to take this. I'm going to try and stay within the marks there. And I am just going to run me a bead of this right down through there. Lift that one up. This one over here. Do the exact same thing. Just run me a bead of that, or a couple. Pick it up. See how it kind of stuck to that. Then lay these two down. Just kind of rub your edges if you think you got over a little bit. and fold this up, and voila. Now you have one professional looking made envelope for your card, which when your card is made and glued will slide right down in there like so. Voila. And so again, the gluing part, I always start out with these two, and I wish I could get my tip free. Like I said, I had it free earlier, and then I was trying to get the glue out of it, and it stuck solid. I have tried pulling, I have tried pushing, tried setting this down like so, pushing against it. I mean, because it should, and all I'm really succeeding in doing is bending the needle. So, what this really fine tip allows me to do is turn this card over, and I lay glue on every single, I go around the outside in there through every little part, and it puts down a really fine line of glue so that you don't have to worry about it being too much. And then I just take this one, line it up. And the other good thing about this glue that you don't get with some things is that it gives you time and room to move it around if you need to. So, set it down, and then you have a little bit of wiggle room for perfecting it a little more. I never set it down hard when I do it. I just kind of set it easily and then press it down. And then from there, it's pretty easy to glue. I do the same thing with this. Come over here, put glue all around, and then just glue that in. So, that's it for the night. I don't really think there's any need to do another live to show you the gluing process. Hopefully, if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask in the comments. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. I always post these things over on YouTube as well. So I just want to thank everybody for listening. I know that there's probably nobody watching live, but thank everybody for being here, coming and finding out some things, and we will see you on the next live. I hope you have a really awesome evening. Bye.